Hello everybody, it's Nick here and we are going to do our weekly outlook. I haven't done that for a while. It's summertime, but now the Forex market starts moving again. We had some nice breakouts, some nice moves, so let's check for new setups and also discuss the old trades and setups that happened like last week. Today is, what is today? Let me check. August the 23rd, so this will be for August 24 to August 28. Okay. Let's start with USD Canadian dollar, which is powerful and still trending on the weekly chart. We have a lot of support. The 36, our trend line, price is moving up and up and up, and we have, of course, we had new highs here, but we have them here for a couple of weeks. So when we check our daily chart, you'll see since June it went up crazy and then it stopped up here, and we can all see this spiky candle. So yes, we had a retracement and a 1 2 3 setup, but then the price started to move sideways. You can see that just by checking those spikes. With other words, what we had is it's a trend, yes, but kind of a range during that trend. The latest 1 2 3 on the daily here, and then it's a little bit sideways. But if you check the 4-hourly chart, it looks like it maybe wants to break the highs. This is a very, very important part. You can draw your trend line like this, or you can do it like that. Doesn't really matter. You can still spot the higher lows that are visible on the chart. What we also still have are, of course, the highest points are here. Between up here and here we have a lot of resistance, and this is exactly the area we want to see the price breaking this resistance, and then ideally giving us a new setup above here. So if you're not already long by bounce trading the touches or range trading, then you have to wait for another at least 1 hourly setup above here, or you wait for big, really new 4-hourly or daily 1 2 3 to go long. In case the price does not break resistance, it moves lower, then you have to be careful because we have our 36 EMA here, and therefore you have another trend line here close to the 36. Okay, so if price breaks down, it has to break the 36. It has actually to do that and then retrace, and on the 4-hourly or 1-hourly, if you want to be a little bit early and aggressive, you can try a setup there to target this powerful line coming from the weekly chart. Okay, basic stuff. New Zealand dollar yen. I'm choosing this one because it's not trending, exactly the opposite, and we are waiting for breakouts since forever. So all the bounce traders can trade up and down all the time, and now we have a smaller range here, a lot of support and the resistance line. So the only thing again since last week is trading the bounces of the resistance. It doesn't look that powerful, but you can see if you do it on a lower time frame, you have moves up to 70-80 points. The touch again, horizontal support, moved up again and about 60. So extend your resistance lines like that, and you can trade the range as long as the price stays in between here. And if it breaks resistance, the new target would be, of course, your horizontal resistance up there. Now, in case price breaks down, then what do? You wait for another retracement, let the market breathe in, let it breathe out, retrace back to your previous horizontal support, and then boom, you can trade shorts. Okay, now Euro GBP broke out of that wedge on the daily chart, fortunately, nicely and powerful. Again, a range. You can see this 1 2 3 created actually a wedge, and then price broke out. So if you are not into swing trading too much, like most of us are, of our members at least, or many at least, you can of course then use this break to check for 1-hourly setups. You got one here, not easy to spot, aggressive. Or after that break, like always, you could have checked by drawing your horizontal lines on the break, and in this case only a little retracement. Switch back to the 4-hourly chart see what happened here, if we got anything for the intraday traders. So you got a steep setup. That was it on the 5-minute only. Everything else was not that nice, right? So always good to wait for a retracement on the higher time frame. All the EMAs are here, so price broke that line, coming back a little bit. All these EMAs and your 2 to 3 line from your 4 hourly, actually from the daily chart, are acting as your support there, right? And then and resistance. And then just by finding this break and knowing that you had it higher time frame 1 to 3, you can try to get in here or aggressively on the breakout. Okay, now that that this already happened, if you didn't catch anything, you have to wait. You already got a retracement back to here. So what you need to do now is really, this is your, you can delete that actually, is another setup. Yeah, I let the price now move up, ideally to here, a little bit higher, maybe wants to find those highs, and then another 1, 2, 3. If it can retrace at least 50-60% would be great. Yeah, and then you can look for new setups and look at your weekly chart. It would be your 36 EMA testing resistance, a powerful weekly downtrend. So make sure when the price reaches here that it bounces, and then that you get really nice volatile markets again to see that direction change. Because if that doesn't happen, then you need to look for bounces and go short again, right? Lower time frames and then follow the main direction like always. The Euro Australian dollar, also very powerful. We had our bounce trades down here. Price moved up. We said we need that break again, so it retraced back to here about 300 points on the daily chart, and then we had nice setups even on the 4-hourly, 1-hour charts, and it's still moving up. Since then, another 600 pips. So since our last bounce on our powerful line, we have a move about of about 800 plus pips. Wonderful. You can see here on the 1-hourly chart, again, not easy. On the 4-hourly chart, you had a lot of opportunities here with a 5-minute entry. So if you see prices is moving like that, crazy, going up, no retracements, you always have to go to the next time frame, to the lower time frame, see which EMA is in charge. In this case, the 12 EMA, because it's so volatile, price didn't want to go back to the 36. Then this is your new guide. If you don't want to trade off that because it's late, use the breaks, go to the lower time frames, use the rules, enter and manage your trades. Okay, powerful movements. That's exactly what we were waiting for. And August was not that it was actually boring. July as well, except of a couple of days in between, but it looks like it wants to move again, which is wonderful. Okay, USDCHF, we had our trend line break, we had our 4-hourly 1 to 3 opportunities, couple of them in the same area, so you need a little bit of patience before it started to make profits, but it's really doing something now. You had even 5-minute entries up here with a stop of, I don't know, 15 pips, price going down already 300 pips without any big retracements. As you can see here on the daily, it broke everything. On the weekly, it's crashing. So I would count that as a powerful bounce here, and price might, if it's not bouncing back up, long term probably go down and trying to find the lows here. For new setups, you know what to do. Wait for retracements. In this case, you need a really big one, a smooth one. If it's going up too quickly, we don't like it. Let it retrace smoothly at some point, okay? But we don't know how far we'll go down. First, don't jump in like that. Only if you want to do intraday trading, use your 1-hourly filter. Here's your guide again, in this case the 12 EMA, and wait for the retracements. Price has to end up in the profit zones, okay? Euro CHF did move as well, up, and now retracing back. You have your support here. Price did bounce, but as you can see on the 4-hourly, we have short setups still. So the volatility is kind of it's there. It was losing steam here, but price is still moving down. So if we don't get a break of this resistance line, if price does not move up and give us a great setup above here, then we are not interested in any long trades. We need to see the price breaking the support first. In that case, again, we have horizontal support, the 36 EMA, but we have about 100 points before it's reaching the support. So if on the 1 hourly chart you see it looks a little messy, so if the price does that and you get a 1 hourly setup below here, great, you have a target of 100 pips at least. Ideally would be great because of this main uptrend if we can see a break up and then maybe another setup here. Okay. Euro US dollar also broke, we have this range, okay, but it broke the wedge. We had our 1 hourly, our daily 1, 2, 3 trend line break, and it really moved up quick and it broke resistance, trying to find or almost finding horizontal resistance now. So watch closely on Monday, Tuesday, see what we have here, maybe a powerful break or a bounce. You can monitor this pair on the 4 hourly chart, and because it moved up really fast, you might want to be careful and check possible retracements. Ideally would be that price retrace at some point after finding this area, at least back to the 36, or you can start drawing a line and then waiting for the price to reach this. Yeah, but it has to appear kind of smoothly. Those powerful or too fast breaks down, breaks down when they break down. Sorry, it's early. Sorry. Then sometimes the support will not hold or will just be a small reaction, then price will break the line. So we're always in favor of a smooth retracement or pullback. GBPUSD daily chart. Look at this. This is not that beautiful, right? Compared to other pairs, we have a lot of ranges here. Price is smoothly or slowly trying to move higher. But for cable, like for GBPUSD, moves of what, 60, 70, 80 pips is almost nothing. Look at the 1 hourly chart, a clean range. So stay away from this pair so far. Wait for clean breaks, setups before you start trading this again. USD yen. This one actually did something here. It came out of our wedge. We had already 1, 2, 3s to short it. So if you were there, you needed a lot of patience. Then we got another setup below here, which is visible, beautiful on the 1 hourly chart. Look at this. Price moves down. It's breaking the 633, the 200 EMA. All the EMAs are above price in this area. Suddenly a new low, and then a perfect textbook 1, 2, 3 with really only a stop of between 30 and maybe 60 pips if you want to place it above all your trend lines. Your 36 EMA is your guide, the 12 is the guide. Price moved down about 200 points. Okay. For new setups, you can only kind of trade intraday and using the 12 EMA as your guide, as your trend line, right? Because for new really good powerful setups, you need at least a 4 hourly retracement, a good one. Ideally now, looking at that, start with a weekly, you have an uptrend, right? So look at this, you have a trend line break in this case, but you can also connect more than 3 touches here. This would give you another area of support between a combination of those previous highs, okay, plus the 36 and the trend line. This whole area is your support area, so you want to be careful. Price did touch and break the 633. If it's getting close to here, it might retrace. and then you have to watch closely because the main trend is still long. Okay, shorts are in play right now, but the main trend is still long. Don't forget that. Wait for the price to always retrace, get back into the profit zones before you start trading. There are many pairs that are actually moving, so we are just choosing the most, let's say, not important, but the ones that people trade mostly. We can also use, for instance, the Euro Canadian dollar example, which also shoot up. Look at this, Euro CAD going up and up and up and up on the daily chart. Higher lows, 1, 2, 3s, higher highs, higher lows. Price retraces back to that line. And now look what happened. 1, 2, 3 touches more here. And touch on that line. Price moves up about 600 points. Okay, 600 plus. The 12 EMA clearly your guide. So what are we waiting for here? Just by looking at the 4-hourly chart and looking back, price always retraced after a move of about 400 pips in this case. This time it went up over 600 points. It didn't retrace. Now intraday trading, like always, when you get your retracements back to your profit zone, to your support line, great. If not, really wait for bigger retracement in this case, at least to here. As I said, if it breaks, you have to wait for something bigger and see how price reacts. And then, because it's very steep, if it's not retracing too much, use the higher time frames as your filter, and then go in with 5-minute charts, for instance, like we do, and try to find setups close to the bounce. Okay, now that was all, not exactly all. Tomorrow, today's Sunday, tomorrow we have our really special event, a 5 days live event. And what we do, we actually go through our most profitable and powerful strategies in much detail, and not only doing that, but also explaining when to use those strategies, in which market, let's say, situations you have to use the strategies. Like, it's difficult to say in a few sentences, but if you like, let's say, a trend following a system like the basic Spartan system, 1, 2, 3s and everything, you cannot use it all the time. If the market doesn't move, if we don't have volatility, you cannot all the time trend 1, 2, 3s. Yeah, you always have to check what kind of style you're trading anyway. A day trader, swing trader, you combine everything. Are you liking to do you like to scalp? So you can do all that, and you can still probably use the basic system in a range if you do scalping or bounce trading. But there are different ways to trade in different market situations. So if we have a range, we don't go for the basic 1, 2, 3 setups. We probably want to look for bounce trading, or some scalping, or using maybe Renko bars, for instance. Okay, or we like to trade breakouts if we get a clear range in a powerful trend. Like we have a trend, but also a little bit of a range, so we place some orders. There are different ways to trade. The problem is not that people don't know the systems or the way it works. People often don't know which strategy to use when. Then they get confused. They don't know how to change or adjust the trading plan. Then they look for something else, and that was back and forth and back and forth. And best scenario, they end up being break even. And this is something we want to make sure we change, and we change it for good. So I'm offering a 5 days workshop starting tomorrow, where we go over the most powerful strategies and when to use them. let me show you again how we do this, because I always get emails and people say, hey, where do we sign up and how does it work? And like always, you just go to the Spartan site, you will see me here, and then you click on live workshops. It's up there, and you will see another video explaining everything. You can again read through the details. It will be very, very powerful, a very important 5 days workshop and event. Don't miss it, really. And below down here you can then just sign up. Okay, great. I hope to see you all there. Have a wonderful Sunday still. We start working tomorrow again on Monday. So like always, happy and healthy trading, and bye for now.